as they have ever been. They're probably even more wicked than they've ever been. And so tonight we're beginning to see the judgment that is ultimately going to come upon Nineveh. This is actually a few years before the judgment actually falls, but Nahum is seeing this and what's going to take place. Okay, so what we're seeing here, remember, this book is a vision of what is to come. He's seeing this all play out in front of them, and then that's what he's writing. So in chapter number 3, in verse number 1, we begin to see the judgment is falling upon them. Okay, the enemy is beginning to attack. The enemy is getting ready to destroy them, and there is really no hope for them. And we'll see that as we go along. But verse number 1, he says, "Woe to the bloody city." That often means, be very careful about what's about to take place and what is going to take place. He calls them a bloody city. It says, "It is all full of lies and robbery, and the prey departeth not." What he is talking about is that it is a very bloodthirsty town, meaning life really didn't mean much there. It was to the point that no one was to be trusted or could be trusted because they were nothing but full of lies. It says that the prey departeth not. Robbery talks about the robbery, meaning it was full of thieves. More or less, thieves ran rampant in this city, is running rampant in this city. And then they were always looking for material things. Okay, so that's what this city is going to eventually get to, that place, that it is a place of great worldliness, a great material things, wanting things of the flesh, what we see here. And then he goes on, he says this, "But the noise of the whip and the noise of the rattling of the wheels and the prancing horses and the jumping chariots." What he's saying is there's coming a charging army into this place. And this charging army will be heard, and it will come quickly, and they will not be able to stand against it. So ultimately what Nahum is telling them is, in this vision, he said, I can see this great army that's going to be coming, and it's going to make loud noises just by the very chariots that they're riding, and the horses are going to come in, and there's going to be a great battle and great destruction. Look at verse number 3. It says, "The horsemen lifted up both the bright sword and the glittering of spear. There is a multitude of slain, a great number of carcasses." It says that there will be no end to their corpse, and they'll even stumble over their corpse. So it'll be such a great death and destruction going on here that even the armies will be tripping over the bodies that are laying in the streets and laying in the roads at this particular time. So what we see here is he's warning them, this is what lies ahead for you. This is what's going to happen. There's going to be great judgment fall upon you. Now remember why this is happening. This is happening because they have repented of their repentance. I don't know if that's proper, but that's what they have done. They've gone away from the true repentance that we experienced or we seen or they experienced in Jonah's time. They have now gone away from that and are now living in such a way that is nothing but fleshly, worldly, and now God is using other individuals, other countries to come and to pass judgment on them. It'll be great destruction. In verse 4 it says that because the reason why a lot of this is happening is because of the multitudes of the whoredoms and the well-favored harlot, the mistress of witchcraft, the selleth of nations, whom through her whoredoms, and the families through their witchcraft. Ultimately what he's saying is that they caused many others to stumble. They were using other cities and other countries, and they were taking advantage of them because they were the mighty great Nineveh. Okay? And ultimately they were so much taking advantage of this and taking advantage of their status, if you want to say. And this is why this is going to take place. He says in verse number 5, and this is at least the second time he said this. I believe it's more than that, but I believe the second time I can remember off the top of my head, he says, "Behold, I am against thee, saith the Lord of hosts." And we know this, that when the Lord